Cody here, and welcome to today's episode of Breakfast with Cody Gall. Yes, sir. Got a little special treat today. It was on sale. So, yummy, yummy, yummy. So, I just wanted to talk a little bit today about Julian Assange getting arrested and what I think about that. And what I'm not going to talk about is Julian Assange himself, because I want to keep this video focused. But obviously, I think you can probably guess what I think about Julian Assange. I think he's a hero and that his arrest is terrible. Having said that, as you can see from the title of the video, I do not think Julian Assange should be pardoned by Trump. This is an info war. Wars have casualties, and sometimes those casualties are people who die. Sometimes those casualties are people who have to suffer in some prison cell needlessly and without deserving it. But that's just the way wars work. So the reason why I feel like Trump should not pardon Assange is because I believe there is a deep state, and that this deep state has been around for a long time, and that this deep state is not following the orders of Donald Trump and is instead actively working against Donald Trump, which means since Donald Trump is supposed to be in charge of the executive branch of government, if there's a big chunk that's not doing what Trump says and is working against him, that's a civil dispute. We won't call it a civil war, but it's definitely a civil something. And the people involved in it seem to be very seriously motivated to take Trump out. So they have been doing all this stuff with the Mueller investigation and with all these Russia. And that's what I think this is all about with Julian Assange. I don't think for a second that our government just woke up in 2019 and decided, oh, remember that video from like 10 years ago, collateral damage? And the guy, Bradley Manning, who's already been punished because of it. Hey, let's just bring that buck back up out of nowhere and take Julian Assange out with that. That's not the motivation behind this. To me, it just seems so pointless. It just seems so stupid to do that. It just seems like it just would motivate more people to leak more stuff. Because I tell you, I know how millennials think. Millennials look at that and they say, oh, hell no. And they're just going to leak more stuff. So this isn't going to prevent leaking. This is going to cause leaking. If I had access to classified information and Trump was like, don't you leak that stuff, I would listen to him. But if he was making an example out of Assange, then I would say, oh, no, bro, no. And I would leak it all. That's what I would do. And if that's how I think, I can tell you that's how a lot of other people think. So this is just going to create more leaking. And if there's some generals out there who don't want to hear that, sorry, you're the idiots who created all these problems to begin with. That you're the ones who have been doing all this stuff that you don't want leaked. So who cares what you think? So anyway, I believe that the Obama administration lied about Trump, created and the Clinton campaign as well. They worked together with other people around the world to plant evidence on Trump to get a warrant to spy on him. They knew it was fake, and that was the so-called PP dossier. They knew it was fake. So they committed high-level crime in order to do that. Then Trump won. They freaked out. Obama signed some executive order claiming a state of national emergency in secret based on the Russian collusion, and then used that to create a stay-behind network that would follow his orders and not Trump's orders. And that then led to the Mueller investigation, which was a, a soft coup meant to take Trump out, and that is treason. And it was all based on what they knew to be false information to begin with, the PP dossier. And so they went for they went for it with all of their might to take Trump out with the Mueller investigation. It failed. Now they're just trying to backtrack and come up with some explanation as to why they did all this in the first place. Because they have to now explain themselves. Why were you spying on the Trump campaign in 2016? Why did you do the Mueller investigation at all? The best that they can come up with at the present moment is the PP dossier, which any investigation into Fusion GPS and will reveal pretty quickly that they knew that was fake. So they need something else. And I think that they can strong arm and muscle Julian Assange, scare him with some crap from 10 years ago, and say, we're going to put you in prison for the rest of your life unless you tell us that it was Russia who gave you those leaks into the DNC in the summer of 2016, right before the DNC, the convention. A whole bunch of emails came out that showed that they straight up conspired against Bernie Sanders, and that the Clinton campaign was given the primary victory with a whole bunch of voter fraud, and the whole thing was rigged. And for some reason, Bernie Sanders seems to be okay with all that. And so that was devastatingly bad for the Clinton campaign, and so were the Podesta emails. But the DNC leak is what they're focusing on. They want to be able to say Russia hacked the DNC's servers, and Russia did that. But that can easily be proven to be impossible based on the upload speed of the hack itself. Wasn't a hack, it was just simply an upload onto something like a thumb drive. Because when you put a picture from a computer onto a thumb drive, it goes like 10 times faster than it does when you take that picture and send it to a friend over the internet. And that speed is recorded. And so it is completely absurdly impossible that anybody hacked the DNC servers. There had to have been somebody that did that. Now, who could it have been? I don't know. This is another really, really, really big problem for the Democrats right now, is that if Russia wasn't the one who hacked into that, not only do they need to explain the whole Mueller investigation and the spying, they need to come up with some reason why they can say, well, definitely we definitely didn't assassinate Seth Rich. No. Why would we do that? He didn't do anything. Russia did it. So the whole house of cards can come crashing down if they can't come up with something to blame on Russia. And so I believe they're trying to use Assange to do that. So now, for the fate of all of humanity, the Trump team needs to get Assange to beat whatever they're going to throw at him the same way that Trump beat it. So instead of pardoning Assange, what I think Trump should, because if he pardons Assange, the mainstream media will pounce on that and say, look, there was the Russian collusion. No, we were right all along. It was through Assange. So instead of pardoning him, he just needs to somehow help him. Rudy Giuliani or someone like that. That's too high profile, but something like that. They need to offer legal counsel to Julian Assange. And that's what I think. Rather than pardon him, they need to help him beat the deep state the same way Trump just did. And it's not about Assange. It's about Russia. And so therefore it's about preventing World War III. So therefore the Trump team has to do it. You have to do it. Thank you for watching.